Welcome to my channel SST and History by Dipankar sir. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. If you have any queries or suggestion, please send me the message. So today's we'll cover class 8 part 2 book chapter 7. So chapter 7 is weavers, iron smelters and factory owners. Now we'll see how Britishers and Europeans come to this colony and capture their market and flourish their trade. So first word is weavers. Who were the weavers? Weavers were the person who weaves various type of cloth materials. Now the next is, what are the craft and industries developed during this time? Means 17th century, 18th century. The craft and industries developed during these times mainly two categories. One is textiles and another is iron and steel. Further, textiles divided into two categories. One is handmade and other is machine made or machine produced. And in iron and steel, it started industry in 1850s. Britain was called the workshop of the world. Now why this industrialization flourished in European countries? Because they conquest the other area and make the colony. That helps these industrializations of the European country. In the late 18th century, they, means Europeans, especially Britishers, buy goods from India and export it to the England and Europe. And after that, they made the finished product in their industry. And that is why the industrialization took place and they started growing. So when this industrialization flourished or making profit or growth taking place that time, the manufacturing goods from England flooded in European market. So what they did, they took the raw material from India or the other colony and they exported to the England or European countries, and there the factory made the final product or machine product, and the machine product again they bring back to the colony and sell and make the profit. Now in 1750s, before conquering the Bengal by the British, world's largest producer of textile cloth, that is the India, before conquest of Bengal. Why it was famous? Because the fine quality and very good craftsmanship. They also traded, export theirs when they conquered Bengal, or they exported the textile product to South Asia, West Asia and Central Asia. European traders first got fine cloth from the Arabs in Mosul. Presently Mosul is in Iraq. So that is the time when European traders contacted with Arabs through this exchanging trade.
Start.
So the traders who came first in India amongst the Europeans were the Portuguese. So Portuguese 1498, Vasco da Gama first came to the southern part of India, South India, that is Calicut, and they came to collect the spice. But when they came to collect the spice, they also got the fine quality of cloth. So they started taking the cloth also. That is why it is named as calico. Calico is derived from the calicut. So in 1730, English East India Company or British East India Company came to Calcutta, and they find that 98 varieties of cotton and silk. Okay, before that they also visited the Calcutta, but 1730 they got the total 98 varieties, means nearly 100 varieties of cotton and silk clothes. Now among them few I can mention. One is patola. Patola is the Gujarat region. It's a cloth of Ahmedabad, Patan and Surat. Patola find in Ahmedabad, Patan and Surat. Next is chinj. Chinj is a type of cloth. It's made in Masulipatanam. Third is bandhana. Bandhana is a cloth made by tying and dyeing. It's we get bandhana in Rajasthan and Gujarat region. And jamdani. Jamdani is a cloth we find in East Bengal, or now presently it is called Bangladesh and West Bengal. So these are the few types of clothes we can find during that time. Early 18th century, we saw in the history that the people of England started a protest against this the cloth they imported from the India. So in 1720s, the British government banned the chintz cloth in England, and the act is known as the Calico Act. It is the 1720. The scene of this time changed in 1764 when the spinning jenny is invented. It is a mechanized process of the spinning of the thread. So it is a growth of industrialization. It helps to growth the industrialization more faster. After that, 1784, the steam engine doubled the growth. England made a huge profit, or European companies made a huge profit. Initially, they purchased the cotton and silk cloth by importing the silver from the England. But later, when they conquered the Bengal, the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Boxer, 1757 and 1764, two subsequent war. After this war, the British or East India Company got the political control of the Bengal, and that is the time they stopped importing the silver. They started taking the revenue from the Bengal and invested it into the business of the cloth and other war purpose also. Weavers call different parts of India in different name. I asked who are the weavers. Now we will see what are the different names that time we use in the weavers presentation. Example, Tanti. It's the name of the weavers called Tanti in local language in Bengali. Similarly, Jhulas and Momin is called the weavers in northern India. Kaikolars or Devangs in South India. So these are the different name of weavers. Now spinning. what are the procedure in this weaving pattern of a cloth? First, they started spinning. After spinning, the main part of spinning done by the woman in a house. After spinning, the thread went for the weaving. Weaving done by the men mainly. After weaving, the product goes for the coloring. It is done men or women both. It is called rangraj. Rangraj means किसी चीज को रंगना. The coloring of a cloth. Now, why the Indian cloth or silk or cotton product declined during that time? Because the stiff competition with the European company. One reason. Second reason, the product of India are difficult to export to the England because of the high import duty imposed by the England or the European government. So the textile product of India in England are you can say minimized due to the high taxes. Now, what were the result of this decline? First, the worst affected or worst hit the people were the Bengal weavers. The total destruction occurred during this place, during that time in this place, Bengal. Second is European companies stopped buying Indian goods. Third, their agents no longer gave out the advance to the weavers to secure the supply. So what happened in those days? Initially, the European traders come to the weavers, they gave to the rupees in advance to the weavers, and in return they give a promise, means weavers gave a promise to the traders that they will supply the goods for that money to the same European traders. So this is the exchange initial advance. So they buy the product or they leave on that advances. Now 1830s, the British cloth flooded in the Indian market. After destruction of the Bengal industry, the 1830s we find that the British cloth flooded in the market of Indian subcontinent. And in 1880s, 2/3 of all the using men or women, all the people, 2/3 population of the using, they are using the British made or European made finished goods. So what happened to this handloom industry after the industrial revolution in the England or Europe? Did the handloom industry completely die? No, because some product of the cotton or the silk material cannot be made by the industry or the machine. They only can be able to made by the handloom. Now, due to this industrialization, some new towns came into the Indian map or developed into the Indian map. Example, Solapur. It's developed in the Western India. Another is Madurai. Madura, it is Southern India. This new town came into prominence. Okay. And what happened? In the context of this industrialization, Khadi became a symbol of nationalism. So Khadi means the handloom product. So Khadi became the symbol of nationalism. Similarly, 1931, the charkha became the became a symbol in the place of national flag. Okay. Now, what happened to these handloom weavers after the industrialization? So what happened to these people? Few became the agricultural laborer, means they shifted their profession into agriculture. Some weavers migrated to the big cities. Some weavers went out of the country and go to the Africa or South America for the job. Some got job in cotton mills. Example, Bombay, Ahmedabad, Sholapur, Nagpur and Kanpur. Now if you look the history of this cotton mill, you will get the first cotton mill started in 1854 in Bombay. After that 1861 in Ahmedabad and 1862 in Kanpur. In 1900 AD, total 84 cotton mills started their production in India. Now, the trade became very flourished until First World War in the pocket of the European traders. When the First World War started, the import of European goods stopped and India got the for the production of these military clothes. So after this, the Indian market started little uplift. So this is all about this today's chapter. I will cover the next part in the next video. So please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.